Alright, let's try to start getting some levels in Ranger. I think I switched all the gear over before I hopped out last time. Could not level up everything because iron was a bit of a annoyance and did not have the money for it, but should be more than enough to get started at New Game 7. Alright. I got a bit confused by the magic shop, but then I remembered I have not invested in one of the stats at all, and I do have my subclass. So, no traps, no survival of the fittest. Alright. Still don't really feel a need to. Let's see. Don't need charge rate this low. Alright, those ones will do. Let's see if this will work mana-wise. Oh, gotta make an adjustment to the setting. Alright. As you can see, the bow does a lot of damage, especially when you have all the supporting gear behind it on crits. I think skill speed will be better once I get the drums, but until then, 10% speed, attack speed there. And plus, since I have more limited options, I'm more likely to run into it. I don't quite have enough mana regen to be mana steady without Nova. Which is a bit unfortunate, but it's good enough to survive. And those will come naturally as I get more and more levels of Sorcerer. It just means if I don't have Nova yet, I need to pay more attention. And on bosses, I need to regulate my mana. I'm eventually going to get all the talents anyway, because I'm only taking 4, unless I trade some away, so don't need to be too careful or picky about what I take there. Okay, which of these is better? This one? Alright. I wish I could take both Alchemists, but alas, I cannot. Sure, I'll take bleeds on crit. I don't have the healing, because I don't need it. But if you were to take the bracers that give healing on crit, that would be a prime item to look for. The Wicked Hooks. I subscribe to a much easier strategy of don't get hit that often. And that works out pretty well for me. Given the ranger's range. Look, you can still get hit. Just not often. Yeah, I have my macro set up to Hunter's Mark and Rain of Arrows. I guess I'll go to that one. Okay, well I got rid of the item I was just talking was good for other builds. But yeah, I have Hunter's Mark and Rain of Arrows set up to go off so that once I do get drums, they'll be able to proc it. Oh, that's one thing I need to do. Did I get both secrets? 1. No, I did not. Okay. Let's see. There it is. Alright. I'm very much actually considering just testing how overpowering weapons are, since my original assessment was, yeah, like, you really shouldn't do it until like New Game 30 or 40 for most builds. But weapons have been so pushed every big patch that I don't think that logic's true anymore. It might be more worthwhile for a lot of classes to just go straight into weapons. But I won't know that until I get the feel for it. So I have overleveled gear for Shortbow, and I only need a main hand weapon to transfer that over to... Well, I only need a short sword to transfer it over to short sword. And then I have the option of either being shield or dagger. Or, not shield or dagger. Shield or... and the other option being hand crossbow for more damage. So I think the rest of the characters, I'm going to at least start with trying them and then possibly drop back to a magic build if that's not successful. Does require me firing a main hand though, so I might rerun New Game 12 on the Ranger if I don't get any main hands on the first run through. And it continues to be this easy. Going straight into barracks though. But we'll see. Yeah, let's reduce that mana cost to make bosses easier. Okay. Gotta remember, I'm not running a spell-based character, otherwise those orbs would have been so good. But more movement speed is not bad. Several potion fills up before fill-ups, that is, until I get the achievement, so gotta remember to pick them up on each floor, because you only get a handful every run. Oh, I killed him so quickly I didn't realize he was dead. I just got back from traveling some, so I'm a little out of it. Apologies. Yeah, I kind of thought that this was going to happen with a lot of the weapon-focused builds becoming a lot more effective early game. When I peered through the weapons list and realized that nothing that was for an arcane weapon actually helped arcane casters. So the switch may be worthwhile a lot earlier because of that. It had already been pushed back a little bit because of epic armor having better weapon enchants than magic enchants, but we'll see exactly how far that goes. Yeah, dealing 24 per hit, 24k. That's on unarmored targets, mind you, but it's starting to do big numbers already. That's equipment, don't need to get it. Nothing over there. Already got the secret. Alright, we're ready to head out. The guys here don't give enough experience to be worth considering just going down there to clear. And there were several people in the Discord that never took up spells, and they got past the levels I would recommend switching anyway. So spells, weapon-only builds have been viable for some time, though hardest on things like Sorcerer that gives absolutely no benefits, even if they're not effective. But like even with the Shortbow got a 50% damage increase by getting a third initial arrow. You know, that's hugely significant. Yeah, I'll do resources. Markham's mace would have been decent, but I'm already clearing this super fast, so I might as well get the resources. I don't need to do this trap. But I'm doing it so I can get Shadow Curse for this pyre. Alright, there we go. Yeah, equipment is not worth my time at all. I can get a little bit of gold out of it, but truly the amount isn't impressive, and taking time to look at the item in the shop is almost not even worth it. Alright. Did I get the secret? Got the secret? Alright. Short map. Yeah. Of the defensive talents in the game, Ranger has the worst one. But thankfully they have a bunch of speed abilities in Marksman. The ability to only get % dodging and only after being hit is just so bad. I had considered not even taking it a while ago, but I was like, well, if you have spare talent points, you might as well. But honestly, early game, you don't have that many spare talent points. And late game, I might take it again, but for now, I'm actually appreciating having a lot smaller of a pool to get all the DPS talents. So I just might not. I might update the builds to reflect that. Of course, I'm used to dodging things a lot more than a new player coming to the game is. So obviously, if you are having trouble surviving, take the defensive talents. Even if they're bad, their defensive talents. Again, a short sword at the above level 70 range, I have a feeling it's just going to blow up content no matter what new game I'm on. Especially if I pair it with a offensive rather than defensive offhand. The good thing about unifying gear as well, though, is so much less farming. Yeah, and this clear rate's all happening without even having drums. Granted, like, I'm 5 levels over-geared for this, but so were my Sorcerer and Wizard when I was running them, and it didn't feel quite this buttery smooth. But maybe that's just a perception. Maybe I'm going a lot slower than I think I am. Alright, 3 levels to go. Yeah. And why I'm doing these S-like patterns is to group them up better, to get an angle on them. Don't know why it works exactly mathematically, but that's what my intuition sort of pulls me towards. And it feels right. So if you have something better that you do, do it. But it kind of feels like needing, though. Group them up and stretch them out. Saving one Shadow Curse in case there is higher on this floor than next. Let's see, one secret there. Okay, I did get those secrets. Good, good. I had a feeling I did, but I stopped counting. Alright, Cratering Assistance, good. Book of Arms, also a little bit good. One secret. I don't need to get this, but I will. Already bought the trinkets. Alright. There's a secret. Alright. Yeah, and obviously if there's anything that you want to ask in chat, I will respond to chat. Though I think today's probably going to be a quiet day. I don't see too many people moving about there. Okay, 1.1 levels left. One level's left. Yeah. Whoopsie doodle. Alright. Quarter of a level left, and then I can just start skipping. So that should only be a couple rooms or two. Alright, sorry, a couple rooms or more. A couple rooms is already two. And conveniently, they placed the exit right next to me. Alright, I still need to collect the goodies here. Let me do that. Oh, I thought I got Shadow Curse there. I misheard. Alright, I don't think there's anything else. So... boy. We got two very good items from that, so Avatar should be even easier. I do not have the advantage of having a shield on this character, obviously. So I can't take the Wisp's damage, but if I just kill them before they get to me, you know, it accomplishes a similar goal. Alright. Bit of a tricky wicket, but I can get out of here just if I thin this out a little bit. Whoopsie doodle. Iron, please. Yes. Alrighty, right. Well, quick New Game 7 run. With that amount of iron, I'm going to be able to upgrade things. How fast was the... Okay, 37 minutes. Same as a sorcerer, but I was poking around, so I'll take that. Still, not a bad run at all.